Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya.
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा। रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्. சீரொன்று தோப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேர போமளவும் வாழ்.
So, Tatpapam, what will be the consequence of the non-protection of the surrenderer by the protector, by a capable protector? That is given here. This may be Manusmriti, என்று மன்வாதிகள் சொல்லுகிறபடியே பிராயஷ்சித்தம் பண்ண அரிதாய் காணும் இப்பாபம் இருப்பது. Already we saw by Ashwamedha sacrifice, the Mahapataka sinners can get relieved of the sin, whereas there is no redemption of the sin committed by the non-protection of the surrenderer by the Savior. Therefore, it is very difficult to do expiation rite, atonement ritual, remedial action for the sin of living in lurch surrenderer. So, Sharanagatam Parityajya, we will take up the Sanskrit part of this, though I will read it. Sharanagatam Parityajya va idam viplavyacha dvijaha samvatsaram yava aharaha tatpapam avasedhati. சரணாகதனை கைவிட்டவன் வேதத்திற்கு விபரீதமான அர்த்தம் செய்யும் பிராமணன் இருவரும். So there are two people who commit the similar sin. So Sharanagatam Parityajya, so having deserted the surrenderer, va or idam, this viplavyacha dvijaha. Viplavyacha dvijaha is going against the rules of injunctions in the scriptures, and they give wrong interpretation of the scriptures. Any person having studied scriptures, if he misinterprets the scriptures, then these two people will be punished with only the gruel, the food as gruel for 1 year, and then they can get redeemed from the curse, from the sin. இருவரும் ஒரு வருஷ காலம், for 1 full year, 365 days. Yavam ennum dhanyate. Yava is called barley or any grain which is from say today you can say oats also. From the Yava you get what we call in Tamil kanji, the gruel, Gruel, by the grain, dhanyam. It can be even wheat or it's again from the tapioca tree. Tapioca tree's product is yavam. Therefore, we call the kanji in Tamil as yavagu, sabudana. Yeah. So, yeah, sabudana, otherwise called, I think, javarishi. Javarishi, we call it. Javarishi in Tamil. So, javarishi kanji. So, the gruel, which is to be. So, javarishi is used for making gruel, and then the whole year, 365 days, whenever the food is to be taken, they can take only the gruel, and that is Javarshi Kanji. That is what we call the gruel made up out of sabudana. Innum dhanyate aharamaha kondu anda papate pokadiparkal. This is Manusmriti, 11th chapter, 198th verse. So, Sharanagatam Parityajya va idam viplavya cha dvijaha samvatsaram, 1 year. Yava aharaha, the gruel made up of sabudana, tat papam avasedhati. So that sin will go away. So again, tadevam agatasya asya kapotasya abhayarthinaha katham asmadvidhastyagam kuryat sadbhir vigarhitam. So this is again Itikasa Samuchayam, 4th chapter, 17th verse, 4th canto. ஆகையால் இவ்விதம் உயிரை வேண்டி என்னிடம் வந்த இந்த புறாவை என்னை போன்றவன் எப்படி கைவிட முடியும்? Oh, I think, sorry, I misinterpreted the earlier verse. This is by Shibi. This is a statement by Shibi. Shibi Chakravarti, the monarch in the solar race, in the Rama Vamsha. So he was surrendered to by the pigeon, and he wanted to save the pigeon, and therefore he gave his own thigh flesh to the vulture called Shena. So this is Shibi Chakravarti's statement. அப்படி கைவிடுதல் பெரியோர்களால் நிந்திக்கப்பட்டது. As a protector, as a king, where to whom the pigeon has surrendered, that is me, Shibi Chakravarti says. When the pigeon wants to survive, then how can I reject him? So how can I give it as a prey, give the pigeon as a prey to the vulture? And therefore, if I do it, then generally great people will find fault with me. Great people in the sense, all the subjects of the kingdom will find fault with me. And therefore, sadbihi vigarhita. Good people will always find fault with me. Tadevam agatasya asya kapotasya abhayarthinaha. Having pleaded to me to save its own life, to get out of fear, abhayarthinaha. It wanted protection, it wanted removal of fear, and therefore the pigeon came to me. Tadevam agatasya asya. Katham, how? Asmad vidaha, people like me who are kings, I call myself emperor, Chakravarti, Tyagam kuryat. How can I reject the pigeon? Tyagam kuryat. So this is Itihasa Samuchayam. Now, Garha meaning Nindai. We go to the previous paragraph of 127. So that Papam, the sin accruing from non-protection of the surrenderer by the protector is so severe that there is no redemption. There is no expiatory act. There is no ritual for atonement. And therefore, in the Shibishana, Shishta Garhai Alave and now Rama's contention is, now this is more serious than what Shibi said. So Shibishana, Shishta Garhai Alave and at least Shibi says that good people will find fault with him. Whereas, in the case of non-protection of Vibhishana, Rama will be blamed by all people without any exception. That's what in the next sentence you find. So, Shibishana, Shishta Garhai Alave and Garha is, of course, Ninda, that is finding fault with, blaming. So, Shishta Garhai is good people blaming Shibi Chakravarti. But idu kettilum, so having heard this kind of story from the solar race king, Prayashittam panna vendugayale, so there is a necessity to do expiatory act. Natar ellarum ivanai chi chi endru oru kaalum கூட்டிக் கொள்ளார்கள். So the citizens, the subjects of the whole country will not accept him, will not accept the king, especially Rama here, if he did not protect Vibhishana. And they will despise him. They will admonish him. They will scold him. They will reject him. So, Orukalam Kutti Kollarhal. They will not take him into his fold. They will not believe him in future. They will not rely on him. They will not depend on him. He will be deserted. He will be extradited, castigated, driven out of the country, exiled. So all this will happen if the protection banished. That's why I said. Rama's Kaikeyi's boon also was banishing Rama to the forest. So everybody will find fault with, not only good people, bad people also will throw tantrums on Rama. That is the beauty here. So that is why Rama is very careful in choosing the correct policy, namely protection of Vibhishana. With all, Abhaya Pradana Sara concentrates mostly on Vibhishana Saranagati. And of course, in any context, by any people, in any situation. And therefore, so let's go to 128. So, Ahayalire. Now, again, there is a big list. So, we'll take up the Tamil transliteration to Sanskrit. I think it is, okay, it is there. It is there. So, let me read the text before going to the Manusmriti. So, there is a big list. Sharanagata Ghatakanayam. A person, so-called protector, if he kills the surrenderer, Sharanagata Ghatakanayam, one who kills the surrenderer, Bala Ghatakanayam, one who kills children, young people, Striyai Kondravanayam, those who kill women, Kritagnanayam, one who is ungrateful, or those who are ungrateful, Prayashchittam Panni Tangalakku Suddan Ananum, even though these people, these three types of people, four types of people, namely, one who kills the surrenderer, one who kills children, one who kills women, and one who is ungrateful. And all these four categories of people, even if they perform expiatory acts, remedial action, and then they escape the sin, they become purified, Shuddhanananum, Orukalum Kutikullakahadu என்று மன்வாதி தர்ம சாஸ்திரங்கள் கூறுகின்றன. So Manusmriti, 11th verse, 11th chapter, 190th shloka, Balagnancha Kritagnancha, Vishuddhanapi Dharmataha, Sharanagata Hantrinscha, Stri Hantrinscha na samvaset. Please do not live along with such people. Let them not be your neighbors. Who? Child murderers, Balagnan, child murderers, Kritagnan, ungrateful people, then Vishuddhanapi, even though they are pure after some parihara, remedy is done, even after prayaschitta has been done, dharmataha, according to the rules of justice, they have, though they have committed some errors, they have performed some rituals to escape from the sin. Then third type, Sharanagata Hantrinscha, those who killed the surrenderers, and then Stri Hantrinscha, those who killed women. So they cannot be our city residents. We will not live with them. Na samvaset. So let us avoid the company of these people, exile them out, banish them out, extradite them, dismiss them from the society. We call it Jati Brahtaha in Sanskrit. Jati Brahtaha is becoming outcast. So they should become outcasts. That means they must not be allowed to live along with others. Then you have Shan. So whatever word for rejection can be used from English, we can use. So they must be blamed, they must be scolded, they must be driven out of the society, expelled, right? Sharanagata, Bala, Stri, Himsakan, Samvasen na tu. The same meaning is given from the previous verse also. So Sharanagata, surrenderer, Bala, children, youngsters, so Stri, ladies, and Himsakan. It is not simple, murderers only should be expelled. Even those who act violently against these three. Number one, Sharanagata, surrenderer. If the protector uses violence against the surrenderer, then children and women. So Bala, Stri. Himsakan, those who act violently, Samvasen na tu. We cannot live with them. Chirna Vratanapi, Sataha, Kritagna Sahitan Imam. And when we see them living with, when we see some, what we call mendicants, recluses, those who have renounced the world, Chirna Vratan. There are some people who follow strictly vows. Those people of vows, if they live with the ungrateful people like this, that meaning those who induce violence or indict violence against the surrenderer, the children and the women, then they also must be rejected. Good people can say they are good people when they have strict follow-up of the vows. Chirnam Vratanapi. Let me see the meaning of the next second quotation. Shastra Padi Parishuddhi Adendalu. That's what it means by Chirnam Vratan. So Vratam by vow, by observing the vow. For example, as already said, one type of prayashchittam, namely 1 year of taking only the Sabudana Gruyal, Yavaguhu, as we say in Sanskrit, so Kanji in Tamil. So all the time only kanji is available, only food item is available, namely the yavaguhu, the gruel. Even after 1 year of observing the vow of such suffering, rather one type of food, surviving on one type of food, they must also be not living with the ungrateful people like child killer, women killer, the surrenderer killer. So that is the. So again, it is Yagyavalkya Smriti. This word, this verse has been taken from Yagyavalkya Smriti, third chapter, Abhaya, 5th canto, 5th sarga, 298th verse. Now, Yagyavalkya was the preceptor for King Janaka, Rajarishi Janaka. Yagyavalkya Maharishi was the preceptor. Now he is very famous. So Yagyavalkya Smriti is the first Smriti, famous Smriti. After only you have Manu Smriti. Manu was a king. So Manu was from royal family, and Manu prescribed rules. In the 7th chapter of Manu Smriti, we have rules for kings. So now, in these books will say, சொல்லுகிறது, ஆன பின்பு நாம் சரணாகதனை விட்டால் நம்மை நாடும் விஸ்வாமித்ராதிகளான குருக்களும் ஒரு காலம் கூட்டிக் கொள்ளார்கள் காணும். So Rama's idea is, because Vishwamitra, the great sage, came to Dasharatha to plead for the request for Rama's presence during the sacrifice performed by him in Siddhashrama, that so Rama should come and protect the sacrifice from the demons. And a special demon called Subahu was killed. Maricha was driven out. Both were sons of Sunda, another demon, and Tataka, the demoness. So Tataka had to be killed first. A woman demoness. Woman should not be killed, but a woman demoness can be killed. A demoniac woman can be killed. Of course, we are not going to search for demoniac women. So here, Ana Pinbu Nam Saranagathani Vittal, if the surrender is rejected, Nammai Nadum Vishwamitra. Very great sages like Vishwamitra. Even you find that Agastya had the power to quench the violence of a lot of demons like Ilvala and Vatapi. But even then, Agastya needs protection from the hands of Rama. So all the sages in the forest, Sharabhanga, Atri, so many sages entertained Rama in the forest. They welcomed him, they adored him, they asked for protection. So Vishwamitra came to Ayodhya, the palace of Dasharatha, and then asked for help. Then when Vishwamitra is a surrenderer, because they are great people, they will not accept such a Rama when he rejected Vibhishana. So Vishwamitra will not care for Rama in future if Rama did not protect Vibhishana. So ippadi drishta pratyavayam sollithu. So far we have what we call concrete examples which have been witnessed, seen, understood, read in the Puranas, Itihasa Samuchayas, the Manusmriti, the Ramayana, everywhere. The difficulty, pratyavayam, the impediment, that is to not to get absolved of the sin, which were seen, which were witnessed, drishta, solitary. Now you find another one, unknown. We have not experienced, we have not seen. So we have seen so far Kandu's story of a pigeon saving the hunter, a monkey saving the hunter, a bear saving a man, and so on. All these stories are already evident, whereas we don't have any practical view of another type of impediment to the sin committed by non-protection of the surrenderer is given here. Anantaram, later, Adrishta Pratyavayam sollugirathu. So unknown trouble is being said. We will take up the Sanskrit words instead of Tamil words. But we will read the next paragraph under the verse number 2. Rakshika vallavana irukka. A protector is capable of protecting, saving the surrenderer. Rakshika vallavana irukka. Though the protector is capable of saving the surrenderer, Rakshiyamayale, if he does not protect, then what will happen? Avan kana cheide, in his presence. So the protector will be a witness that Sharanagadanukku veroru krishi panna venda. So when the surrenderer loses his life, so when he becomes, so when he is at a loss, then veroru krishi panna venda, in the meaning, there is no other effort to be done after the surrenderer goes to ruin. So when the surrenderer is murdered by the enemy, then there is no necessity to do more efforts in protecting him. So what will happen is, avan anadikalam pannina sukrithathai ellam savasanamaga vaangikondu avan pugakkadava punya lokangalai ellam thaan kaikkollum. So this is another danger that that non-protection of the surrenderer envisages. What is the trouble? The protector capable of protecting the surrenderer might have done a lot of good deeds earlier. So anadikalam, meaning with a beginningless birth, a protector must have done a lot of good deeds over many births. So from the time immemorial, anadikalam pannina sukrithathai ellam, so all the good deeds committed by him, rather done by him, performed by him, namely the protector, and then savasanamaga kondu, vaangi kondu. That we will understand after reading the meaning of number 4, savasanamaga. The surrenderer who has been harmed beyond limit will receive the merits of the deeds, good deeds performed by the protector. And then avan pugakkadava punya lokangalai ellam thaan kaikkollum. So all those worlds which are the destinations, good worlds which are the destinations for the good deeds committed by the performed by the surrenderer will be utilized by the surrenderer. So the worlds allotted to the protector for the good deeds will be robbed by the surrenderer. Kaikkollum. Sharanagata parityagiyavin. Sharanagata parityagiyanavan. Those who committed, as protectors, those who committed the sin of leaving the surrenderer in lurch, pakkal, parityagiyanavan pakkal, prayishchittam pannugaikkum, in order to do expiatory act, atonement ritual, kai mudalana sukrita. So we will go to the page, next page, and come back to 129. Sukrita leshamum illayale, papa bharattale, murukka naragangalile vilum attanai. There are two dangers facing the protector if he does not do the duty of saving the surrenderer. We will go to page 129 to read the translation of Sanskrit words from Yuddha Kandam. Sharanagata Parityagyanam, that is one who deserted the surrenderer, will have all his merits. All his merits. The word all his merits is what we call Savasana Kundu. Savasana. You see the here footnote, Muruvadum. So completely the good merits will be wiped out from the protector and taken to the surrenderer. The surrenderer will enjoy all types of good worlds which are supposed to be entered by the protector. And therefore, second danger is not only the good merits will be robbed off snatched away from the protector, but also the protector is sure of falling into all types of hell by his sins. So, once the good merits are removed from him, they go away from him, then all types of sins will get accrued to him. And therefore, the protector will suffer more by falling into different types of hell. So, Kai Mudalane Sukrita. So that's what. So now let me read the Yuddha Kanda 18th canto, 30th verse. Again, Rama's statement. Vinashtaha pashyataha tasya arakshinaha sharanagataha adaya sukritam tasya sarvam gachet arakshitaha. Having seen that the surrenderer is gone to ruin, that is, he has been destroyed. So having seen the surrenderer destroyed as a witness, the protector will get removed, will have no good merits attached to him in spite of the good deeds performed over many births. Tasya arakshinaha, when he does not protect the surrenderer, then sharanagataha, namely arakshitaha, unprotected surrenderer, will be taking away all the good merits. Sukrutam, sarvam sukrutam, all merits. That's all the merits of his good actions, adaya, taking, gachet, he will go away. So that is the statement of Rama to Sugriva and other monkeys, including Hanuman and the bear, Jambavan, and in order to stress the acceptance of Vibhishan. Now we go to, so Shakti Irundum Sharanamadaindavani Rakshikadavan, Partu Kondurukumburde Nashamadainda Sharanagatan, Avanal Rakshikapadadavanai, Avanuடைய எல்லா புண்ணியங்களையும் தன்னுடன் கொண்டு போய் விடுகிறான். So this is what Rama said to Sugriva. Next page, 130. Now what happens is, what happens to the protector is, Sukrita leshamum illamayale. So all his good deeds have come to naught and there is zero merit for him. There is no merit for the protector. And therefore, Papa Bharatale, he will be pushed down by the weight of the sins. Papa Bharatale, here Bharam is weight. You cannot take some other spelling. It is fourth letter, Bha. Papa Bharatale, by the weight of the sins, he will be downed, as we say in today's English. He will be made to come down. Murukka, by all the sins are entirely, he will be blamed, and therefore Naragangalile Vidum Attale. He will fall into many hells. One by one he will suffer, or at the time he will suffer in all hells. The Uttarardhatale. Now by the second half, திருஷ்டாதிருஷ்ட பிரத்யவாயங்களை சமுச்சயித்து சொல்லுகிறது. So again, should be itihasa samuchayam because it is given as samuchayittu சொல்லுகிறது. So compiled and made brief, and then they have been abridged. All the ideas have been abridged. What will happen to the protector if he does not protect the surrenderer? So now we have been seeing drishta and adrishta pratyavayangal, directly seen incidents and not seen incidents, unseen incidents. Drishta pratyavayangal. Pratyavayangal is one of the troubles that will reach the protector. Samuchayittu sollugirathu by the second half of the verse. After reading the full text in the page 130, we will go to the Sanskrit words. So asvargyam cha ayasasyam cha balavirya vinasamam. சரணாகதனுக்கு சரீரம் ஒன்றும் அழியுமளவே உள்ளது. Okay. Now let me read the full paragraph. So சரணாகதனுக்கு சரீரம் ஒன்றும் அழியும் அளவே உள்ளது. அவனை அழிய கொடுத்தவனுக்கு பரலோகமும் இங்குள்ள புகழும் பல வீரியங்களும் மற்றும் சொல்லிச் சொல்லாத குண விபூதிகளும் எல்லாம் அழியும்படியாக இருக்கும். So now one by one the amount of sin, we can say the mound of sin goes on increasing in its size as the protector does not save the surrenderer. Namely, the one thing that we saw is all the merits of the good activities performed by the protector will be taken away by the surrenderer who has been seen destroyed. And the second disadvantage is all the sins will accrue to the protector. The second disadvantage is he will lose, he will have all sins. He will have all sins, and therefore he will fall down to the hell. Whereas the third disadvantage is, this is explained in this paragraph. So, Sharanagatanukku shariram ondrum azhiyum alave ullathu. Since the Jivatma, the individual soul, is indestructible, therefore the only disadvantage for the surrenderer is his body will be slain. His body will get decayed. Whereas, avanai azhiya koduttavanukku, the protector who did not protect the surrenderer will have no entry to the Vaikuntham, Paralokamum. So never he will have the opportunity in future also to go to the highest place, Paralokam. Ingulla Pugalum, he will lose the fame of the world also. This worldly fame also, whatever he got earlier or whatever he would get in future, will all be destroyed. So he will become unpopular. He will have infamy. Then, not only that, so he will lose his strength also, balam. So physical strength, mental strength, so shakti, balam, both will be lost. And again, one more, that viryam, the capability of production, that is again what we call the creativity. The creativity also will be lost. And again, one more, guna vibhutigalum ellam azhiyumbadiyaga. His characteristics will not be valued. His prosperity will become zero. So many disadvantages for the protector. So I can list now. Number one, he loses his merits. Number two, he will fall into the hell. Number three, he will have never have entry to the great highest world. He will have infamy. He will have loss of creativity, and his qualities will not be respected along with his prosperity loss. He will lose all his properties. These are the big list of advantages, disadvantages that protector, while he does not protect the surrender. So, Sharanagadanukku Rakshai Pirandadagil, Inge Nenithadu Aam. Now, if the surrenderer is protected, then also the protector who did not protect him will have all these disadvantages. Rakshai Pirandadillayagil, விட்டவனுடைய சுகிருத்தத்தை எல்லாம் கை கொண்டு தன் நினைவின்றிக்கே வந்த பரலோகம் சுகம் பெறலாம். So if the surrenderer is not protected, so he will take all the merits of the protector, and then what will he do is, he, without his own knowledge, own memory, he will be transferred to the highest world. That means he will reach Sri Vaikuntha. So what happens is, if the surrenderer is protected or not, the surrenderer has got lot of advantages, and ஒருபடியாலும் சரணாகதனுக்கு காரியம் தப்புவதில்லை. So he will always have fruits of his personality, and he will have always plus points. He takes away the merits of the protector. He doesn't fall into hell. So take the negative of these disadvantages of the protector. So he will have advantage. So he will have entry into the highest world. He will have fame. He will get all kinds of strength, creativity. His character will be valued. His prosperity will increase. So it all with respect to surrender. We go to the next paragraph. இப்படி சரணாகத்தை ரட்சியாத போது, when the surrenderer is not saved, varum drishta drishta dosham solli. So we have been seeing what are the disadvantages, defects in the protector, as seen and unseen. So we will have the next paragraph. Afterwards, before that, we will read the meaning of the word asvargyam cha asasyancha balavirya vinasanam. So again, statement of Rama in 18th canto, 31st verse. We saw already the 30th verse earlier. Paralokate alikkum asvargyam. Swargam here is not the exact meaning, but Swarga refers to the highest world. That means he will have no pleasure. He will not be happy. So Aswargyam, Paralokate Alikkum, Apakirtiye Kudukum, Ayashasyam. So he will have infamy. Balam Viryam Mudale Gunangalai Nasam Shay. Bala Virya Vinasham. So the protector will become weak. Vibhuti, we saw Shelvam and Perumai. Shelvam is prosperity, Perumai is greatness. So he will lose all his prosperity and all his greatness. So we saw the earlier, now Drishta Drishta Dosham Solli Ayithu. Now we saw just now the defect of the protector, seen and unseen. By reading the stories which happened really, we understood the seen incidents, and then unseen incident like reading the books like Itihasa Samuchayam, Manusmriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, and so on. We understood that we know how the error committed by the protector affects the protector. Now, Melil Shlokattale, in the next verse, Sharanagata Rakshanathil varum Drishtadrishta Purushartha Siddhiyai Arulit Cheydu Kodu. Now, the more important for the human goal is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So, Moksha is the final goal, and we must aim at Moksha only, and through Dharma, Artha, and Kama. And all these are not possible if the protector is not saving the surrenderer. So, Sharanagata Rakshanathil, in the process of protection of the surrenderer, Varum Drishta Drishta Purushartha Siddhi. So, which Purushartha will be achieving? Are we right in doing Dharma, duty? Are we doing or earning money, Artha? Are we fulfilling our desires? So, all the three will be impossible, and they will be evident also. We will have practical experience of these Purusharthas, human goals, not being achieved by the protector. So, Drishta, he can have first-hand experience, bitter experience, that these Purusharthas will not work for him. That is, however much he tries to do his duty in all other aspects, except the protection of the surrenderer, these duty consciousness will fail him. His performance of duties also will in future be useless. So, Adrishta, again, without any expectation, unexpectedly, he will face a lot of troubles in performing the duty, earning money, fulfilling his desires. The final goal is moksha. So, Siddhi Arali Chedigundu, Kandu Maharishi Sonna Vartatile. So, let us understand very clearly the deeper meaning of the words of the great sage Kandu. Tamakku anushthitalladu nirka onnadabadi piranda ruchiye arali cheyida. Now, Rama is now presenting that let alone there are many incidents, stories, and advice of elders like Kandu and so on the protection of the surrenderer. This is my interest. This is my special interest. Tamakku piranda ruchi. I got interested in protecting Vibhishana without, of course, giving importance much to following what exactly the great sages said in stories and what incident that we saw. That is again the pigeon saving the hunter, the monkey saving the hunter, the bear saving the man, and so on. So, Shibi Chakravarti saving a pigeon. So, in all these incidents, so let us let us put them aside. Anushthitalladu nirka vannadabadi. They are also not very much important because my taste in protecting Vibhishana is peculiar, extraordinary, special, and so on. So, Karishyami yathartam tu kandor vachanam uttamam. Dharmishtam cha yasasyancha swargyam syat tu phalodaye. So, 18th canto, 32nd verse, Rama talks to Sugriva further. He says, I will do as Kandu said. I will obey the words of the great sage Kandu. Karishyami. Karishyami. Arjuna also said it in Mahabharata. You find that. Karishyami vachanam tava. After all advice by Krishna for the 18 chapters, that means about 17 chapters as you see, from the second chapter onwards. So finally he says, Arjuna says, I will obey. Karishyami vachanam tava. I will do according to your words. But did he do it? There's a great doubt. So, Nam Sharanagata Rakshanam Panna Kadavom. Rama assures Vibhishana and instructs Sugriva to say that he is going to protect Vibhishana. He is not going to leave him out. So, Sharanagata Rakshanam Panna Kadavom. Now, whether you have heard these stories or not, Dharmaha Shrutova Adrishtova. Many people have not seen those incidents, like pigeon protecting the hunter, the monkey protecting the hunter, the king, monarch, namely Shibi Chakravarti protecting the pigeon, and the pigeon saving the hunter by sacrificing both the birds' flesh. That means we have now only heard about it. So dharmaha shrutahava. The rules of justice have been heard or drishtova or seen. So ityadigali arindu. So this is an advice to all the monkeys. So please understand whether you have heard them or you have seen them. No problem if you have not seen them. Or if you have not heard them also, no problem. So dharmishtarana நீங்கள் இதற்கு விலக்காமை என்றொரு பந்து கிருத்தியம் செய்து தர வேண்டும். Now he wants an assurance from Sugriva now, a contractual agreement from Sugriva. So in the process of protection of Vibhishana, suppose Sugriva and other monkeys do harm to Vibhishana later on some pretext, misunderstanding the attitude of Vibhishana. So he says, you must promise, all monkeys should promise and to say that Vibhishana is our relative. So dharmishtarana ningal, all of you must be just, good in character. As you are being gods, now you have become monkeys. Dharmishtarana ningal, all of you are all of you must be good people. So ningal idarku vilakkamai endru. So give a promissory note that Vibhishana will never be harmed by us. So bandhu krityam seitu tara vendu. That means again you write in the contract that we will not transgress your orders, O Rama. They must say, put it in black and white. Bandhu krityam seitu tara vendu. So whatever a relative should do, whatever a friend will do, so blood-related friend will do. So he will always save the relative. You must all of you must give me in writing, in black and white. So karishyami. Then there is no meaning if I start protecting Vibhishana. If you are doing harm in future to Vibhishana, then there is no meaning for my protection of Vibhishana. So anushtikkai kahavandro. So I protect Vibhishana and I want you to follow my policy. If you don't follow my policy, I will reject you also. So I will not have any connection with you. I will not seek help from you, and so on. So that means I will cut my links with you. That's what Rama threatens, rather. Rather, he is very soft spoken, and therefore, so Mrudu Bhashi, Purva Bhashi, Mita Bhashi, Smita Bhashi, Madhura Bhashi, so many qualities of Rama. So soft spoken, one who talks earlier, so Purva Bhashi, and then Mrudu Bhashi is soft spoken. Mita Bhashi talks less, measured words. Madhura Bhashi talks sweet. and so on. So we have so many epithets for Rama, and therefore he will, that means they will reap the consequences of not agreeing with Rama. So Anushtikkaga. Now 18th canto, 32nd verse. Karishyami yathartham tu kandor vachanam uttam. The best words of Kandu Maharishi will be followed strictly by me. Yathartham, according to the real meaning. Karishyami, I will do. I will follow. Dharmishtam cha yasasyam cha swargyam syattu phalodaye. So I am not worried about the result, but I will follow strictly the words of Kandu. Let it be, let the fruits be, let the result, positive result be, that I will be called a dharmishta, a righteous man, yasasyam, a famous man, swargyam, so I am fit for getting into heaven. So I am fit to be happy in future. So let it be for the results. Mihavum Shirandadam, Unmayanadumana, so Uttamam Yathartham. That's the meaning of Mihavum Shirandadam Uttamam, Unmayanadumana Yathartham, Kanduvin Vachanate Anusaritta Nadakka Pogre. I am going to follow Kandu's words. He is a great sage. So Yayananil, other dharma todu kudiyadu. Because the action of the words of Kandu contain only righteousness. Adu kirtiyai tharuvathu. It will give me fame. It will give us fame. Palanai kodukkum kaalathil swargathai tharum. So these all these gods in the form of monkeys must go back to heaven. Now he is giving the instruction, strict instruction, that Rama should be followed by all monkeys. So Mahabharatam, I think Ashwasanika Parvam. I must get the full word. 96th canto, 31st verse. Dharmaha Shutova Dushtova. Dharmam kekkapattalum sari, parkappattalum sari. Even though we are not direct witnesses to such incidents, and even when we have just heard them, we must follow. That is an advice of Rama to the monkeys. Of course, monkeys in the sense, we are the monkeys. According to Charles Darwin's theory, we come from monkeys.
Ramanujadaya Patram Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam Srimad Venkatanathāryam Vande Vedanta Desikam Kavitātika Simhāya Kalyāna Gunashalini Srimate Venkatesaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha Vahadidvivashiro Bhanga Panchana Paragrama Sriman Venkatanathārya Chiram Vijayata Tirundrudopa Tiruvengadamudayan Parundrujunna Paramuriyul Orundrudane Amayado Dharaniyil Varvarg Varera Povalavum
Ramanujadaya Patram Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam Srimad Venkatanathāryam Vande Vedanta Deshikam Kavitarkika Simhāya Kalyāna Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha Shirondru Tupul Tiruvengadamudayan பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.